Imagine meeting the most inspiring, disciplined, confident, unstoppable person you've ever seen in your life. They've built the career you've always dreamed of. They've conquered the fears you've been running from. They wake up every day with clarity, energy, and purpose. And here's the part that might shock you. This isn't some celebrity or some stranger on a stage. It's you. 10 years from now, when we think about heroes, most of us picture someone else. Maybe it's an athlete, a visionary, a leader, or someone who's achieved the kind of success we dream about. We put them on a pedestal because they represent possibility, proof that something greater exists beyond the limits of our current reality. But here's the shift I want you to make today. Your hero isn't out there. Your hero is you, 10 years in the future. Think about that for a moment. 10 years from now, there's a version of you who has already done the hard work you keep avoiding. They've already figured out how to manage their time, silence their self-doubt, and take the risks you're still afraid of. They've already made the choices that are going to pay off in ways you can't even see yet. That version of you, the one who didn't quit, who didn't settle, who kept going when it was easier to stop, that's your hero. Now here's the exciting part. You get to design them. You get to decide right now what that hero looks like, what they stand for, what they've built, what they've overcome. And every decision you make today is a step toward or away from that version of you. The job you take, the habits you form, the risks you embrace or avoid, they're all bricks in the foundation of your future self. And this is where most people get it wrong. We spend so much time idolizing people we don't even know, scrolling through their highlight reels, wishing we had their courage, their success, their life. But here's the truth. If you keep looking outward for your hero, you'll always feel behind. You'll always feel like you're chasing someone else's dream instead of building your own. The real chase, the only chase that matters, is after yourself. I want you to picture your life 10 years from now. Close your eyes if you need to. Who do you see? What does your morning look like? What kind of work are you doing? Who's sitting across from you at the dinner table? How do you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror? That vision, that's your North Star. That's the hero you're chasing. And let me tell you something important. This future version of you isn't perfect. They didn't get there without falling down, without facing rejection, without feeling lost or afraid. In fact, they've probably failed more times than you have right now. But what makes them your hero isn't that they never stumbled. It's that they kept moving anyway. They showed up when it wasn't easy. They took the small steps when no one was watching. They chose to believe in themselves when self-doubt was screaming the loudest. That's what makes them heroic. Not superpowers, not luck, just relentless consistency and a refusal to settle for less than the life they wanted. Here's the challenge. When you wake up tomorrow morning, are you going to make choices that bring you closer to that hero, or choices that keep you stuck where you are? Because that future self, that hero you're imagining, is counting on you. They don't exist without the decisions you make today. You might think, but 10 years is such a long time. And yes, it is. But it's also going to pass whether you take action or not. 10 years from now, you're going to meet yourself. That meeting is inevitable. The only variable is whether you meet the hero you've been building, or the version of you who wishes they had started sooner. So stop waiting for someone else to inspire you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Your hero isn't a stranger. Your hero is you 10 years in the future. And starting today, every step you take is a chance to get closer to them. Because here's the bottom line, your future self is out there, waiting for you to catch up. The question is, are you going to chase them or let them slip further and further away? Here's a truth that most people don't want to hear. Your future isn't built in one big, dramatic leap. It's not one life-changing moment where suddenly everything falls into place. Your future is built one decision at a time. Every single choice you make, big or small, is shaping who you become. And that means something powerful. The hero you're chasing, the future version of you, isn't just magically going to appear. They are the result of the decisions you're making right now. Let's break this down. If you decide today to hit the snooze button instead of getting up, that's not just a missed morning. It's one step away from the discipline your future self needs. If you decide to spend another hour scrolling instead of working on your goals, that's not just wasted time. It's a brick you failed to lay in the foundation of the life you want. On the flip side, when you decide to show up for yourself, to do the workout even when you don't feel like it, to study when it's easier to slack off, to take the risk that scares you, those choices are the seeds of your future hero. Every decision compounds, and compounding is the most underestimated force in the world. Think about it. If you make one small positive choice today, and then another tomorrow, and then another after that, those choices start stacking. Over weeks, over months, over years, they transform into skills, habits, relationships, and opportunities. That's how the future you gets built, not overnight, but through relentless daily decisions. And I know what you're thinking, but I've made mistakes. I've wasted time. I've made bad choices. Good, that means you're human. Mistakes don't disqualify you from building your future. They are part of the process. The only thing that will disqualify you is if you stop choosing, if you stop trying, if you give up and tell yourself, it doesn't matter. But it does matter. It all matters. That's the part most people underestimate. They think the little things don't count. They think skipping one day doesn't matter, that procrastinating on one assignment doesn't matter, that saying yes to one more excuse doesn't matter. But the truth is, the little things are everything. Because your life isn't defined by what you occasionally do. It's defined by what you consistently do. Consistency is built on decisions, and every single decision today is casting a vote for who you become. When you choose courage over fear, you're voting for the hero version of yourself. When you choose discipline over comfort, you're voting for the hero version of yourself. When you choose to align your actions with your goals instead of your excuses, you're casting yet another vote for that future. And you don't need to get it right 100% of the time. Heroes aren't built in perfection. They're built in persistence. If you can choose wisely 51% of the time, you're already moving in the right direction. That margin compounds. That edge becomes momentum. That momentum creates transformation. Think about the hero you're chasing 10 years from now. They are not separate from you. They are you stacked with 10 years of decisions. Every time you decide to learn instead of avoiding the challenge, that future you gets sharper. Every time you decide to take care of your body, that future you gets stronger. Every time you decide to face discomfort instead of running from it, that future you gets braver. You don't stumble into becoming your hero. You decide your way there one day at a time, one choice at a time. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to wait 10 years to feel the shift. The moment you start choosing like your future self would, you start becoming them. The energy, the confidence, the growth, it doesn't wait for 10 years. It starts showing up the moment you align your choices with who you want to become. So the next time you're standing at a crossroads, whether it's something small or something life-changing, pause and ask yourself, what would my future self, the hero I'm chasing, choose right now? And then do that. Because that one decision might feel small today, but it's the very brick that builds the foundation of your future hero. Your life is nothing more than the sum of your decisions. And the good news is, you are in control of every single one. There's a space in your life right now, a space that's uncomfortable, maybe even scary. It's the space between who you are today and who you want to become 10 years from now. That space, that's where courage lies. And here's the thing, most people avoid it, they pretend it doesn't exist. They stay in the comfort of what's familiar, of what feels safe, and convince themselves that one day, somehow, Magically, they'll become the person they dream of being. But the truth is, transformation doesn't happen in comfort zones. If you want to meet the hero version of yourself, the one who's confident, disciplined, unstoppable, you have to step into the gap. You have to face the tension between your current self and your future self and realize that this tension isn't a threat. It's an invitation. It's the fuel for growth. It's where real change happens. Let's be honest for a moment. That gap feels uncomfortable because it exposes your weaknesses. It reminds you of the excuses you've been telling yourself. It shines a light on all the ways you haven't measured up yet. And it's terrifying because in order to cross it, you have to do things you've never done before. You have to make decisions that might feel risky. You have to show up even when you feel small. But here's the catch: if you avoid the gap, you avoid growth. If you run from discomfort, you run from your potential. The space between you and your future self is not a punishment. It's a playground of possibility. Every step you take into that space, every choice you make that challenges your fears, is a vote for the hero you're building. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is action in spite of fear. And here's what's amazing: the more you step into that gap, the smaller the fear becomes over time. Every time you face discomfort, every time you take the action you're scared of, you're proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you believed. And that proof compounds. That's how habits are built. That's how confidence is built. That's how heroes are forged. Most people think courage is some grand, heroic moment, but it's not. Courage is found in the small, daily battles: showing up when you don't feel like it, speaking up when silence is easier, putting yourself out there when rejection is possible. Those little acts of bravery are the bridge across the gap to your future self. And the more you practice, the stronger the bridge becomes. Now imagine looking 10 years into the future and meeting the hero you've been building. They didn't get there by avoiding the gap. They got there by embracing it. Every failure, every uncomfortable choice, every moment they pushed through fear, they added bricks to the bridge. And today, that bridge is waiting for you to start walking. Here's the challenge. Will you stay comfortable playing small, pretending the gap doesn't exist? Or will you lean into the discomfort, step into the unknown, and move deliberately toward your future self? Because the gap is unavoidable. Life is going to place you in it anyway. You can either see it as a threat or as an opportunity. The choice is yours. So when you feel fear creeping in, when self-doubt whispers, when the path ahead looks daunting, remind yourself the gap is where courage lies. And courage is your ticket to becoming the hero you've been chasing all along. Every step you take into that gap is a step closer to the person you dream of becoming. Every uncomfortable choice is a vote for your future. Every brave action is a signal to your brain, your heart, and your soul that you are ready to meet your hero. You, 10 years from now, stop running from the gap. Lean into it. The discomfort you feel today is the courage you'll celebrate tomorrow. Here's a truth most people struggle to admit. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to swoop in with the perfect advice, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect plan. That's not how life works. You can wait for a mentor, a partner, a friend, or some lucky break all you want, but the truth is your hero isn't out there, it's inside you. Your future self is proof of that. The person you dream of becoming is waiting for you to take responsibility and show up. We live in a world that conditions us to look outward for help. Social media, movies, even education can make it seem like success depends on someone else noticing you, someone else believing in you, someone else giving you permission. And while guidance, support, and mentorship are valuable, relying on them as the foundation of your growth is a trap. Because at the end of the day, the only person guaranteed to be there for your life through every struggle, every triumph, every setback is you. Your hero, the one you'll meet 10 years from now, didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for validation. They didn't wait for someone else to make the first move. They decided, they acted, they showed up every day, even when it was hard, even when no one was watching, even when the path ahead was unclear. That hero exists because of self-reliance, not because of external rescue. Think about that for a second. Imagine looking 10 years into the future and seeing the version of yourself who achieved everything you've been dreaming of. Their confidence, their resilience, their discipline. It all started with one realization: nobody else is responsible for their life. They became the hero because they owned their story. Every setback, every failure, every challenge became fuel, not an excuse. And here's where most people stumble. They think waiting for someone else to fix things will make their lives easier. They wait for the perfect timing, the perfect opportunity, the perfect teacher. But the perfect time never comes. The perfect opportunity is usually disguised as hard work, and the teacher you need most is inside you. The one who can push yourself to take action when no one else will. Your hero doesn't have a magic wand. They have accountability, self-discipline, and relentless commitment to their own growth. That's why the phrase, "be your own hero," exists, not as a cliche, but as a blueprint. Your future self is waiting to be created through your decisions today, not through someone else's approval. So, what does that mean for you right now? It means stop waiting for a sign. Stop waiting for a rescue. Stop blaming circumstances, luck, or other people for where you are. The moment you accept that you are in charge, that your actions are the only thing shaping your life, you step into power. You step into courage. You step into heroism. Every time you take initiative, every time you solve your own problems, every time you push through fear without needing someone to guide you, you're training yourself to be the hero you've been waiting for. And the beauty of it, that hero will meet you 10 years from now as a reflection of every choice you made to stop waiting and start acting. So stop looking outward for the rescue. Stop hoping someone else will give you the key to the life you dream of. Your hero is already inside you, waiting for you to stop hesitating, stop doubting, and start doing. The decisions you make today, how you spend your time, how you handle challenges, how you respond to fear, are shaping the hero of tomorrow. The only person standing between you and the life you've always wanted is you. And the moment you realize that, everything changes. Because when your hero is yourself, 10 years in the future, there's nothing you can't do, nothing you can't overcome, and no limit to who you can become. Here's a reality most people refuse to face. You are not in a race with anyone else. The person you see on social media, the colleague who seems to have it all together, the friend who seems like they're always ahead, none of that matters. Your only competition is with yourself, and more specifically, with your own timeline. Think about it. Every person you admire, every success story you hear, didn't happen overnight. Those achievements were the result of a timeline, a sequence of decisions, actions, and consistency over years. And the same principle applies to you. Your journey is unique, and comparing it to someone else's journey is not just pointless, it's destructive. It distracts you from the one thing that truly matters, progressing along your own path. Your future self, the hero you're chasing, doesn't care about anyone else's success. They only care about how far you've come from where you started. The question isn't, am I doing better than them? The question is, am I closer today than I was yesterday to becoming the hero I envision 10 years from now? That's the only scoreboard that matters. This is where most people get trapped. They measure their progress against others, and when they fall short, they feel failure. But your timeline is different from anyone else's timeline. You are at a different starting point with different circumstances, different experiences, and different challenges. What matters is that you're making progress. Slow, steady, consistent progress toward the life your future self deserves. Every choice you make today is a checkpoint on your timeline. Every small win, every lesson learned, every uncomfortable action taken. These are markers of growth. They're proof that you're moving forward, that you're bridging the gap between who you are and who you want to be. And over time, those markers accumulate. They compound. They create momentum. And that momentum transforms your life in ways you can't even imagine yet. Here's the key. Stop being distracted by what others are doing. Stop worrying about who is ahead and who is behind. Your only race is with yourself. Your only mission is to show up day after day and make the choices that align with your future hero. When you focus on your own timeline, you eliminate comparison, jealousy, and doubt. You replace them with clarity, purpose, and confidence. And the beauty of this perspective